Hi, welcome back to Boy Things Podcast. You don't know, my name is Kareem Boy Things, and this week we're exploring modern relationships. You know, in a world where love knows no bounds and societal norms continue to evolve, we invite you to join us on a journey through the complex and intriguing landscape of open relationships. Now, this show is designed to challenge preconceptions and foster understanding the diverse ways people choose to love and connect. Now, get ready to dive into the dynamics of and the stories and experiences of those who have embraced the idea that love can be limitless. This episode is Love Unbound, exploring open relationships. We're going to be having Jordan King, Milton Ray, life coach Colleen Diedrich, and a married man, Mr. Parchment. He's been married for 5 years. We're going to hear these dynamic people on this dynamic topic. So from here, the intros, here are my guests here on this lovely table. I feel like we're at the Last Supper. So to my right is Jordan King, relationship coach. We have Mr. Milton Gray, recording artist. Milton Ray. See the hungry Milton. This is hungry. Yeah. Colleen, which if you guys watched my podcast a couple of seasons ago, she was here with Fetish. Welcome back to my show. And Mr. Richard Parchment. Right. So we're all here. Now this food is by Package 876. I don't know if you're hungry, but me hungry. So you can share whatever you want. We have some rum barbecue wings. We have jerk shrimp Alfredo pasta. We have peckish pineapple escovitch fish bites. And then we have some vodka mixed berry something mini cakes. So I don't know if you want to start that first. I've looked at the kind of system. I don't want to go and eat first. But then again, I want to share. Welcome to the show. Thank you all for being here. Today we're talking about open relationships. So whilst I'm talking, you can just go and share to the food and things. I'm going to name Jody. I'm not hungry. You know hungry, Jody? I'm not hungry. Then eat it. No? Don't be afraid of the food. Right. So let's just start. Since Jody said she didn't really like talk and eat. Jody, the last time we had you on my radio show, we spoke about open relationships. What is an open relationship for my viewers who would like to know?
So the Jamaican,
as low as possible. So okay.
The Jamaican open relationship is pretty much one couple and an extra or extras. Persons are able to step out, whether it's for physical or emotional support, as long as, of course, you don't cross the boundaries. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
But then again, to open relationship has that concept. But then people still vex when them step out and sleep with people. So I don't know. That's why the Jamaican open relationship different.
Because as you just said, there should be boundaries. Yeah,
but
Colleen.
Open is open.
Boundaries, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because the thing is this, I find that a lot of people are averse to open relationships, but the truth of the matter is only for open relationships taking place.
I don't know.
But we don't really know.
No, like I always say too.
You understand what I mean? So for me, absolutely discussing it, setting the boundaries, and then proceeding.
Yeah. Mr. Parchment, I know that you've been married for 5 years.
Yes, sir.
How long have you been in a relationship with your wife?
I think it's 2012, so that's
11 years?
11 years.
Wow.
But based on my knowledge, you don't really depend on the open relationship thing.
No, I don't think it works in any situation, any culture, anyway at all.
So what if your wife says, I would like to partake, maybe 5 years down the line, when they know for almost 20 years now at this point, she says, I want to spice up things a little bit. I want, enter festivity, and I would like to maybe invite someone else into a relationship. What would you say?
All right, them say women tap out of relationship
emotionally first, yeah.
If she said that to me, I would say, if it seems as if she has tapped out of the relationship emotionally, yeah. Because men and women are wired different, right? And women are more emotional beings. Okay?
Yes.
And it is kind of hard to be attached to someone emotionally, more than one person emotionally, right? So if she come to me and say anytime that she wants a whole relationship, I'm going to interpret that as saying that she doesn't want this relationship anymore.
Okay. So can I interject?
Yeah, man. Can interject at any
time. Not necessarily at all. In my practice, what I can tell you, and I'm a relationship coach as well, what I can tell you is this. Women, there is a way that we want to think that, she's typecast, especially whenever it is that she's in her relationship, that is our one man and this is the only thing she's desirous of. But the truth of the matter is we don't stop seeing men. They didn't vanish because, you know, he put a ring on it, this kind of a thing. You still feel attraction that doesn't die in any way, shape, size, or form, in spite of, you know, having, you know, stood in front of man and God and committed yourself to this individual. So the possibility does exist that after 10 years, you know, she might actually want to experience somebody else.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean if she approaches you that she wants sexual interaction. It could be somebody who's stimulating her intellectually. It could be conversation. It could be emotional support, because you don't know where the relationship is going to be 10 years from now.
All right, listen, hold on, listen. Let me just say something.
Go ahead, sir, go
At
ahead.
time we keep it real. This is a new world that we are in today. It's a new dispensation. Relationships are not what they used to be at one point, where, you know, in a traditional sense, whether we want to acknowledge it or not, traditionally, the man, there was almost a tacit acceptance that the male in the relationship would have some kind of leeway, whereas the female is expected to be faithful 100% because she's a lady, she's the gatekeeper, she's the one to maintain the dignity and so on. So she can't do what the man do and still be a lady. All right? That has changed. In today's dispensation, this new world where we're in and out today, is a different thing now, where the woman was supposed to feel a sense of shame, a sense of disappointment in herself, and lose respect for herself if she step out. That not exists again. What exists today is that it is a symbol of female empowerment to show that me can do what me feel like do. You know, big and bad on me. If you do that, me can do it too. And so everything now, it chaotic now. So an open relationship is an oxymoron. In today's world, an open relationship is an oxymoron. Almost all relationships are open. We just don't know.
But exactly, about said that.
If anybody you live on a road, you can't come out at your gate tomorrow morning when everybody will leave for work, and you look up the road and you look down the road. You see a couple of leave for go to work. The man come out, the woman come out. Them jump in a them vehicle. These couples that live together, what are the chances that she's sleeping with him alone? What is the likelihood that that woman is just sleeping with that man alone?
So are you saying,
It's
Milton?
the reality of our lives today, because feminism turned everything on its head and turned the world upside down.
So my question to you is, though, would you be open to an open relationship if your woman or wife says to you, I want to invite someone else into our relationship? Or I would like to go outside and see other men or other women.
All right. Okay.
Right.
All right. This is my this is how I'll answer that question. Every woman that I've had a serious relationship with, I've said to them, I've never ever told a woman I'll be faithful to you. Never. Never once in my life. I've always said to them, a man me name. God make man to have more than one sexual encounter with more than one sexual partner.
Look at that.
And you have to accept it. Because,
That's not correct, yeah?
hold on.
Oh.
Why is it not correct?
Mr. Apartment, go ahead.
That's correct.
No, why is it not correct? What I'm saying,
Hold on,
let me finish. What I'm saying might sound far-fetched, you know. But everything what me are saying now is what existed one time, you know. Up to the 1970s, you know. Up to then, you had 3 women living on one road with one man and everybody get along and accepted it. It still happens in countries like Haiti. It still happens in some cultures today as we speak. It is the economic empowerment of women that made women start to not accept these things. Women accepted them in the time when the man was the breadwinner, as the natural order intended us to live that way there. Woman accepted it, and that's why them accept it in Haiti, because Haiti is a poor country, and the woman them have means, right? So this female jealousy is not something that is natural. It's not natural. It's learned.
That's also
it's
incorrect.
it's learned. What me I go explain myself, you know, because I say things when I can't back up, you know. It's learned through socialization over time. Me know me I take over the show.
No, more, but yeah, man,
You
go on.
Well, listen
go
to
on.
me.
Come on, you're from Richard
This
next
is
and
it.
then Colleen.
All right, he said that. He said that. So I'll
So
ask.
that's not true.
I'll ask him. He says it's not true. So I'll ask him a question. If women are naturally jealous, why is it that a woman will have a man who is an average man and she will be jealous over him? Him can't look upon another woman. But if the same woman gets a rich man, she don't have a problem with him having 3-4 other women. She'll go out with him with 3 other women.
Yeah, so you want me
Huh?
to...
Yes, Richard, go ahead.
In the Bible, the Pharisees came to Jesus and asked him about divorce and what is his stand about divorce. And he sent them back to the beginning. And he said, in the beginning, God made male and female.
Yes.
And brought them together and made them one flesh.
Right.
It is always designed for us to have one woman, one man. When God made Adam, he looked down and he said, it's not good for man to be alone. Right? So he said, I'm going to make a help.
Yeah.
And he put him to sleep and take out what? One
Rib.
And he made one woman.
Woman.
God don't make any mistake. The truth is, there's a scripture that I love. And it said, I think Paul said, unto him who can do exceeding and abundantly all things above everything that you can desire. Now, if he knew that Adam needed more than one or one woman, he would have made that. The thing about it, God had made man perfect and woman perfect. That means once you put it together, we're one flesh. We don't need no more than one woman because God doesn't make any mistake and God doesn't do anything unfinished. The thing about it now, when a man needs more than one woman, is because of greed. He's getting greedy, right? Let's just talk about jealousy as well. There was a story about this woman, I think. It's Penina and Anna. I don't remember their husband was, right? And Hannah could not bear children. And right, and Penina could, but she got jealous. I was in the story of Agar and Sarah. Sarah was jealous of Agar. When Agar got pregnant because of Abraham, Sarah sent her out of the house. She got jealous. So jealousy is something from
long time.
In fact,
from biblical days.
In fact, the Bible said God is a jealous God, and He made man in His own image. So jealousy is something. If a woman decides not to say anything when her man is going out, it's because sometimes she cannot spend on her own or for herself. Sometimes also she's trying to protect the family from embarrassment and shame to show all her quarters. And sometimes she cannot do without this man financing. But any day she can stand up on her own.
Then she gone.
She can say something or she got cut. I can tell you that.
Colleen, you wanted to interject earlier.
Okay.
Let's just hear from you.
So I can appreciate where it is that you're coming from the biblical perspective, yeah? However, I do believe that man in his sinful state isn't monogamous. That is my personal belief. He has to subscribe to Christianity. He has to subscribe to a particular ideology to maintain his desires. And his desires, I am not just relegating that to sexual. His impulses.
And he has to
You
suppress
understand
them.
what I'm... Exactly. It takes a conscious decision choice. Why? Because if your wife dies tomorrow, heaven forbid, the intention is you mourn and over a period of time, you find somebody else. So in my estimation, that is proof positive that we are not monogamous. We don't mate and die. This person, and then we never choose anybody else because this is the one assigned person to us, yeah? Now, that being the case, I heard the gentleman mention the female jealousy. Jealousy, pretty much, I am subscribing to what it is that you're saying. It's across the board. It is not specific to one gender. We as people have the capacity, once you come with this idea, mine. Have you noticed your children? Mine. Daddy gave me this toy, all of a sudden ownership, nobody not supposed to share it, this belongs to me. It changes the topography of our relationship across the board, right? So I don't believe, one, my personal belief is this. I think had it not been for wanting to discipline our natural desires, most of us would just be chasing around, we're acting on our impulses. You see something at nice, you grab caveman style. You see that, me like it,
Yeah,
grab
forget
it
it.
by the ear,
Yeah.
carry it home to my yard.
Yes.
Kind of a situation. So it is a choice that we all make. The woman chooses to stay with the man if him giving her bun. For whatever the reason, self-worth is one of those things that we don't even talk about. We're always looking at the big ticket items. It must be the money, it must be the family, it must be the children. Sometimes it could just be, ain't nobody home.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put up with this because I figure this is what I deserve.
Milton, you didn't answer the question earlier.
Which one?
When I
About
asked,
the open
if
relationship.
you would
Right.
go into an open relationship or accept an open relationship, any at all.
You know, we
Somewhere
can't,
that, yeah, but
we can't fool ourselves, you know. We can't fool ourselves. This is the reality. Here is the reality. Whether I accept it or not, in today's world where everything changed, everything upside down and back and front and cross thread when it comes to the man and woman thing. In that world, whether I accept an open relationship or not, it is highly likely that any woman I have is not going to sleep with me
right.
alone.
But what I want to know
Hold on,
is,
now I'm coming
yeah.
to it, man. I'm coming
Yes.
to it.
Answer that.
Not going to sleep with me alone. No, the question is, in my mind, what hurts is the deception. Is her telling me I go to school when she go look for a man. It is not the sexual act. It is not the fact that she has sex with another man. It's not that sexual act that hurts the most. It's the lies and the deception and you fool me up and me feel disrespected. So me have to ask myself the question. If she's going to sleep with another man anyway, what is better? Is it better for me to know about it? Or is it better for her to fool me up and tell me lies and deceive me and go do it? Me have to ask myself that question. And in answering that question, the answer that I come to is that it would be better for me to know.
Okay.
Because that is what honesty would be about. You know, as man and woman in relationships, if we're just honest with each other, a whole heap of marriage and relationships would last longer, you know.
Point.
And just honesty we
Agreed.
need, you know. Honesty. If you're honest, because if you're honest and we set boundaries, you're not gonna go over them boundaries there and tell me say you're not go over it.
Sometimes.
But that's dishonest. That's dishonesty.
Boundaries don't-
That would be dishonest.
Jodian.
If you go over the boundaries, then that would, and you tell me you don't go over it, that would be. So once we are honest with each other.
No, tell me.
Yeah, but what is honesty?
Explain.
Go ahead,
honesty.
Jodian. Go ahead.
I don't think they can manage honesty, and I think I'm a little guilty of that.
That's
Like,
honest.
we always say, be honest with me.
Right.
What honesty does is impact persons. I believe it affects their self-esteem. I believe it affects just their overall self-worth, because people can agree to anything, but the emotional being is still there. No, a man coming to tell me, just tell me if you have an ex-man, me?
You're not telling. So my
Why
question
would I
is,
tell you? No, but why would I need to tell you?
because I would like to know.
Why?
Because I would like transparency. And I would like to
Right.
know, because then I want to know who am I dealing with. I would like to know what our situation is. Is it that we're exclusive? Is this an open relationship?
No, but
Is it that I can
we're
also
talking-
date
no, but
other
we're talking
people?
about open relationship.
Okay.
now. If we're already open.
Because then I do believe in boundaries, eh?
No, okay, so for me, all right. If I'm in an open relationship, right, and honesty for me is paramount. It is paramount. And the truth of the matter is this: he might say something that going to give me a sledgehammer licking on my chest, or I might say something that's going to run a train through him, but I'm going to tell you the truth.
No, I'm not talking about an open relationship, you know. I'm just saying, he was just saying honesty. I'm speaking about honesty.
In general.
oh,
Okay.
you're
Open
saying about-
relationship, clearly, we agree, we're open.
Yeah.
Right.
My thing too about this open relationship thing, the only boundary I believe you should set is simple. You either don't fall in love if your intention is with me to build a family, a home, and you protect not just you but me. Whether it's our reputation, our health, that's it. But like what we were saying, Kareem, in the previous show, you woman are gonna cuss you because you're treating this one sexually better than the other, so you're jealous. The man are gonna tell you, oh, you can't bring a next man into the. It's not open if we are both restricted to some sense. I don't believe it's open.
If you're both
So
restricted.
if you as the man, you're telling me as the woman, you can't bring a second guy here. It's only limited to a female. That's not open. That's the man getting what he wants, and I am settling. That's not open. So open is open. Cool? Not everybody open. Some people have the mindset or think they're open, but when they start seeing what open means, and
They
what
can't
it
manage
looks
it.
like,
Yeah.
we go back to the whole thing of just run around and cheat in peace, because it makes no sense. We're having intercourse, and during the intercourse, you stop on a ball, and for whatever reason, you're a ball because you never know, say it's going to hurt you so much to see your partner sleep with somebody else.
Yeah.
You're upset because you are spending more time
That's the point.
in her more than me. But remember, sweetie, the whole purpose is that we can enjoy ourselves outside of each other. I'm accustomed to you. I'm not going to always react. My body's not going to react to you the same way it's going to react to someone else. So it can't be open if we have all these rules. Like, what's the point? Why do I have to do all these things to safeguard your mind if you tell me so open? Open means open.
Hold on a sec.
You see, but this is.
Do you know what the problem is?
Can't go work.
Do you know
No,
what?
hold on. But that's a real. It's not gonna work. Because what you said a while ago, your body might react different to a man A as opposed to man B. But man B, I gonna say it can cause a whole. Look here, from history come right down to now. Make up honestly that it doesn't work. It creates problem, mayhem, conflict, and so forth. And even
that's
the
not
States,
true.
hold on, listen to me.
That's
Even
not
the
true.
States,
That history thing
even
that
the,
you said,
hold on,
that's
even the
not true.
States and even a culture that allow men to have more than one wife. It's 5%. They say it's 5% of men who actually practice it. It is not natural.
Colleen, let me
You
ask
know
you.
what? I just wanted
Yes.
to interject to say something.
Yes, go ahead,
quickly.
Milton.
You know what our problem is? Our problem is that we came onto this earth and we see certain things and we see certain things and we accept them as norms. If that were the case, if when we came on this earth, men and women, there was no exclusivity, everybody was just free and sleeping around and so on. You know, we wouldn't have this mindset. So we wouldn't have this mindset. This mindset is cultivated through our socialization.
Yes, and that is true, but we're
It's
here now.
not natural. So
Yeah.
that means it's not natural.
Right.
All right.
Wait.
So let me give you an example of how skewed our thinking is, how skewed our arguments are. A Jamaican woman will say, boy, he must sleep around and he just throw it in my face. He must throw it in my face. Right? If he might not do it, I don't have a problem with it, but he must throw it in my face. My question is it more respectful for me to let you know what I'm doing? Is it more disrespectful for me to lie and hide and so on?
No.
It's more respectful for me to lie to you? Am I not? Is it?
Why have
Am
to lie
I?
though?
You are.
Because
It's not
you're
natural.
saying enough to throw it in your
It
face.
can't be open. That's what
Can't
I'm
be-
saying.
can't be
You're saying enough to
Have
throw it in
lie.
your
Hold on a
face.
second. Hold on. No, I'm just realizing that over this side of the table isn't really four, and this side of the table is four. Colleen,
don't have
let me
a
ask you,
problem with
Colleen.
it, I just don't
Have
want
you
to
ever
be-
been, or would you ever agree to an open relationship?
I have been in an open relationship.
And how was that?
And it was perfection. And let me explain why it was perfection. Coming out of gentleman, go for him in fish there.
The man said, but yeah, what is this?
But I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
you. Okay, so for me it was perfect, Kareem, in the sense that I came out of a marriage. My ex-husband was my first everything, my first, all of my firsts. Yeah, came out of a marriage where the man was. He slept with everybody in the white pages who said yes, right? And trying to figure out what exactly happened, how and where. Did I drop the ball?
Yes.
Did I drop the ball any at all? And saying to myself, maybe I was too rigid. He came to me with the whole business of a threesome and I couldn't cross it. I kept saying to myself, but hold on, I cannot imagine watching my husband penetrate somebody else.
Yes.
However, when we separated, I said to myself, maybe I need to start to take a closer look at Kareem and this whole business of ownership and mine, because it sure as hell didn't work in our relationship. And so this became a social study for me. Yeah? So in my next relationship, pretty much I was observing myself. What can I sit with? What am I comfortable with? And this is when my partner, when we had that conversation, what I had said to him is this: I am comfortable with you telling me your truth. So if it is that you are desirous of, Miss Lady who's walking by here, tell me. So give me a choice because my ex-husband took that from me.
Yes.
I didn't get to choose, right? So it is important for me moving forward to choose. And I want for our relationship to be on the basis of some integrity. Tell me what o'clock I strike because I can't cross it.
So then you two were having sex with the third or
No. I would watch him have sex with somebody else. And the thing is, this is
Stick it on me.
I would watch him have sex with somebody else and gauge where is my headspace, what is happening to me
Yeah.
in my physical body, because I can watch people have sex.
And it can be very satisfying.
Extremely so.
Extremely
I watch
satisfying.
people have
Yes,
sex.
yes,
It's
No, yes.
exciting for me.
Alright, so people,
And so,
people can watch porn, but watch your
not porn.
partner.
I watch real people have
No,
sex.
your partner. That's fine. But
And
your
no,
partner.
Yes.
And it's satisfying.
Extremely
Absolutely,
satisfying.
absolutely.
See your
Because the thing is,
partner.
let me tell you
Extremely
something.
satisfying.
There is something that takes over a man. Let me tell you, when he knows I am doing something that I actually would have to go hide and seek
do-
and
and I can do it in
and
front
I can
of
do
you.
it in
Yeah.
front of this woman, and
Yeah.
she's fully accepting of me in this point,
Yeah.
at this moment. The love that I saw coming out of this man's eyes. You understand what I
There
mean?
are studies. Stick up in. There are
We
studies.
got
You can go online and
closer.
Google it. You can go online and Google it. Come and study these things, There are studies that prove that people who swing have closer bonds than people who don't. And these are scientific studies. People who swing and so on, they become so close.
Yes.
Because the union is still intact.
Yeah.
There is no and for us to understand this whole business of we throw this business of open relationship around because it's trending, it's hot. You understand what I mean? You want to be able to say this kind of a deal. But the truth of the matter is, no, for a lot of people, sweetheart, this is like a thing, right? But the truth
It
of
is.
the matter is there are fundamental things to be observed outside of just your partner having sex. And this is the scary part for me because we have relegated everything to the base penis and vagina meeting.
Yes.
And it's so much more
More
than that.
Yeah.
So it's not a situation where every time we hear open relationship, most of us instantly, this is synonymous with, I get to
Sex
have sex with
with
somebody
yeah,
else.
yeah.
But that's not the only
It's more
thing
than
that
that.
the other person brings to the story.
Yes.
Because the truth of the matter is this idea that I can meet one person who is going to give me everything that I have been just imagining, my significant other to be is ludicrous. It's ludicrous, and
It's
we
not
put
going to
a lot of undue pressure on the individual, wanting him to be our best friend, our lover, our every single solitary thing.
Yeah.
There are some things that he cannot be or she cannot
Yes.
be, and we have to fully accept that. You get what I
Yes.
mean? And so the truth is, I am monogamous. I have chosen
Right.
monogamy because that works for me. I cannot share energy. For me, sex is more than just penis and vagina meeting.
It's energy
It's
being
an
shared
energy
and all of that.
exchange,
Yes,
exactly.
definitely.
And so because of that, I am very mindful who I allow in my space in this particular way. So for me, I'm coming from an elevated space. It's not just penis and vagina meeting here.
Sorry.
So for me, this interaction can be a matter of stimulation.
Emotional stimulation
There
as
you
well.
go, or
Yeah.
intellectual stimulation. Me talking to somebody and how this person
Yeah.
makes me feel. It doesn't, and the truth is, when you're able to speak honestly to your partner about an attraction, oftentimes it dissipates. It is when you have to
Hide, that's
It is
when the
climate
thrill
change,
and everything,
exactly,
yeah,
this is
yeah.
when it tightens. But most of us have made it so that my marriage is this, and I fully expect you to
Yeah.
only see me.
Yes.
It is unrealistic, and
Let me
we're
just-
setting each other up.
Let me just throw to Jody real quick because I'm going to go on a break quickly. But
Go
Jody,
ahead.
the last time we spoke, you said that you weren't nothing about a relationship, open relationship for you. That's a no-no. But when Colleen a while ago was explaining that she loves to watch her partner having sex with someone else, you do over here a clap and say, hallelujah, praise Jesus. So explain.
Yeah, but you don't have to be in an open relationship to watch your partner have sex.
Explain, please. Expound. Elaborate. Come here. Understand. Hold on.
So persons have kinks, right?
Right.
Persons have things that turn them on. Now, if I choose to treat my partner and say, hey, tonight I want to see you in action.
It's a one-time pass.
And maybe 1 or 2 times.
Okay. Okay.
And they say, okay, we'll set it up.
Which one did you put that?
And you observe,
Yes.
you watch.
Richard is
Personally, that's not an open relationship for me.
It's just such, okay.
This is just a
A
treat.
threesome.
Yeah,
Or a
so-
threesome. Yeah.
So for me, it is, as you said, it's attractive. And what it
It
does
can be.
as
It
well
can be.
it manages your jealousy.
Girlfriend,
If you
Exactly.
Come again.
And
you can sit
All right.
and
Yes.
observe.
And
And
that's
it's not a
I really
magnificent
this is
point. It is true.
Let me just take a quick break and then we'll come back. We're talking about open relationship with my wonderful, panel of people here.
Hi, my name is Joseph Johnson, executive chef and owner of Peckish. Peckish is known for our daily delicious lunch service. But what you might not know is that we do catering. Or catering services for every special occasion that you might have. Your birthday, your baby shower, definitely your wedding, your special day, call us.
We're going to watch this video real quick and then we can just come back in with the discussion, all right?
There are so many surprising things in the book, but the thing that surprised me the most, that I actually had to reread it because I said, is this true?
Right.
Was that in 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Yes.
It was not a divorce on paper,
Right.
but it was a divorce. So from the year 2016, which is 7 years ago now,
Yes.
y'all have been apart.
Yeah.
But in public, the couple, who married in 1997, denied the gossip about their marriage. This interview on Bravo's Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen was taped a year after Will and Jada separated.
So
how long did you guys been together?
23 years.
Amazing. How do you keep it hot?
How do I keep it hot? Maybe I don't know. I mean, I'm baffled, really.
Yeah, right. Over the next several years, Jada and Will kept up the appearance of a committed married couple. They even faced a scandal when Jada had what she called an entanglement with a family friend. Neither let the public know they had already split.
So I guess my question is, I feel like you're a straight talker,
I am.
except you're not sometimes.
Yeah.
So why do that? Like, what was the reason?
I think just not being ready yet. Still trying to figure out between the two of us.
Yeah.
How to be in partnership, right? And in regards to how do we present that to people, And we hadn't figured that out.
During our walk in Baltimore, Jada reflected on their breakup. Why did the relationship fracture?
Oh, why it fractured, that's a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I think by the time we got to 2016, we were just exhausted with trying. I think we were both kind of just...
All right. Now, we all know about Jada and Will. We've all seen it. A couple years ago, or last year or 2 years ago, it came out about her entanglement situation. We were talking during the break about open relationship with boundaries and restrictions. And I think Richard was saying, but if it's open, like he was asking, if it's open and you have restrictions, then it's not really open. It kind of still lock up a little bit. What do you take from this, though? From this relationship with Jada and Will and them still being together for the public for 7 years, but, obviously are not really together.
quickly, it sounds to me like they're still lying, that she's still lying. They have been lying, and it sounds like she's still lying to sell books. That's my quick take on it.
Yeah.
But my question is, though, would this still be considered, for instance, if they were still together and she's sleeping with that other person, right, in her entanglement, and then she's still sleeping with other people, as what Richard says, if there are restrictions and boundaries, is it really an open relationship, or is it cheating with permission?
The thing is, what we have to appreciate is this: open is specific.
Okay.
For each relationship, it is specific.
Yes.
So there is no. I think the only general rule is the fact that consent has been given by the partners to step outside of the relationship.
In whatever way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whatever way now is determined by the persons in the relationship. So I can say to you, okay, fine, I am comfortable, but the woman has to be, I have to meet this person. we need to talk, and I need to see if energetically I'm vibing this person before you go share your physical self with this individual.
I'm going to cut you right there, Colleen. Question. So, how do you present this to the third person? So, say for instance, your boyfriend says, "Hey, I think I found the woman, and the woman is Jody." Right? And you say, "All right, bring Jody come I want to have a meeting with her." How do you even present this to Jody? Like, how is this even brought up in a conversation? Maybe Milton can answer me afterwards, but how do you even present this to the third person? Like, "Hey, my boyfriend and I want to have a thing with you." Yeah?
Games
Just so?
night. Games night.
Absolutely.
Games night?
Yeah, have some drink up, some something. Rum.
No, I okay. So that is her approach. Mine is let's have dinner and let's have a conversation.
Oh.
Let's just get this out there. And chances are my significant other would have mentioned that, listen to me, you're a point of interest. I'm gonna go talk to Miss Lady about it. Let's all meet up and have a lavish, depending on who has the friendship. If you know,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if it's being friend,
Yeah. Then he would obviously.
that conversation,
Yeah.
exactly. He would approach that conversation in some way, shape, size, or form.
Milton, for you though, how is this situation being approached? Like, do you just randomly find these people out the road? How you find them?
Let me give you a personal experience. I met this person once, this girl, and she said to me, she was younger than I, and she was being real with me. And she said to me, even though we're in a relationship, you can't expect me to just have sex with you alone for the rest of my life. I'm young, and me can't have sex with you alone for the rest of my life. We are just you alone. No, sir. Somebody check for her still. And I say, all right, since as that is your position, me accept your position, but if you're going to have sex with somebody else, me just ask if you not do it behind my back, let me know. Include me or let me know or whatever.
Yeah, transparency.
So that's a personal experience. It never turned out right because she went and did it behind my back anyway. So I say, boy, me give the dance free and you jump the fence.
Yeah, still a jump the fence. Just walk through the door. Just walk.
No, but you see, you have to understand enough. This requires a certain level of emotional maturity, and a lot of us again just have it in our mouth. We can only talk about it, but we really and truly don't have the wherewithal to bring integrity to the situation.
Yes.
And that is a process for a lot of us.
I think integrity and sex just don't work though.
Talk to
It's
me.
fun without integrity.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Richard,
Oh, you're shocked.
let me just set you Mr. Parchment, please, sir.
You're a
You see, don't make,
dangerous
you see,
woman.
day by day, you know, God talk about this, you know, Mr. Parchment, that people, they will send the people, God talk about this, Richard.
This is what I want.
First to stray further away from the Bible.
All I want to ask is how family come in this, or children. What about the children? I mean, can you have an open relationship and want children? I mean, I think
But I don't do it.
I don't know. For me personally, it just seems like persons who gave up on relationship.
Richard, I'll answer your question.
Right.
I'll answer your question, Richard. I'll answer your question. I'm going to answer Richard's question.
Yes, go ahead,
this way.
Milton.
And in answering your question, I'm going to make a prediction that in the next 10, 15 years, there won't be anything called an open relationship because the fact that women are now hybrids, they are not really women or men, they are in the middle. You know, the roles are switching up, everything is topsy-turvy. In that scenario, in such a scenario, men will no longer expect it starts already. Men don't expect, a lot of us don't expect our women to be faithful. So this thing called open relationship will become the norm.
Right.
In short order, it will become the norm.
He would just be called a relationship.
It is a relationship.
It is going to become the norm.
I'm not sure.
With
I'm
all
not
these
sure.
restrictions.
Yeah, Karim, I'm not sure.
Yes. And it's fine not to be sure, Mr. Parchment, may I tell you?
Because
I think the jealousy factor is still there, so I don't know if we're going to really reach that stage. I think what will continue to happen, though, is that people will keep tricking themselves into believing that they're in an open relationship and they're going to still get cheated on, and the world will still continue while you live in a fantasy, because the mere fact that I have to have an interview to have sex, it will not happen. I prefer you go on. As I said, be safe, have your fun, because at the end of the day, it's night. and I cannot stop people from doing what they want to do. I just think with all these restrictions, we're just trying to still be in control. And if there is control, it is not an open relationship. You should be open to do whatever you want safely. And that is not a boundary. That is just you thinking about your own life. Now, if I have to have an interview, I have to see if your energy match. I'm not going to enjoy it because the point is, I already picked this person and that person want to do it with. Why am I need to bring her to you for you vet her? I know you are going to have sex with her. And even if you want to have sex with somebody else, it's open. Go find your own people. And then we come back home and we can have our home here. So the home is here. Fun is outside here. Now, people afraid of embarrassment, you're still not open. Because if your mindset was open, your partner having sex out there with someone else wouldn't be a problem. Because you're already open to the concept of sharing this person. So I don't subscribe to so-called open relationship if I have to talk to you about it. Like, let me have sex in a piece. Come and understand why we need to do this.
It don't work.
The
It not gonna make no
conversation.
sense. It not gonna make no sense. I know people in open relationship and they're married for decades, and the woman said to him, "There's a list of rules from the woman, 1 page." And in spite of all of these rules, him go out there and still do what you tell him not to do. So the conversations to me don't make sense. Be safe, have fun. When you get bored, here is home. Simple. That is open.
When you get bored.
You're gonna get bored because it sounds fun. It is fun initially. It's fun when you realize that we're mad people and the sex not gonna go
because there's no substance.
And there's no substance to it. So it's going to fade over.
What about people who just think that, persons who are at this phase in their relationship, that means that the love isn't there anymore?
That's not true.
What
The
about
more
that
you
concept?
cheat on somebody is actually the more you love them. That's why the woman will tell you, when the man
Hold
comes
on,
and
hold on.
gifts and say, honey, I miss you, I love you, out of nowhere, just one burst of energy. I love
Hold on,
you.
Jordan,
Just
where's
stop
our
having
go?
sex with somebody.
The more you cheat on somebody is the more you love them?
You care. It sounds weird to you, but remember,
No, but that's what you want to just clarify.
you're distancing yourself from what is at home. And
Yes.
sometimes you never appreciate what
What
was
is at home until you go to a road, go see what out there.
So when you go out there, the more you have sex with these people, you realize that the connection with the person I chose is
Physically or emotionally,
the quality is there, better
Yeah.
than this. The sex is effortless because I know her body, I know him. So I forgot through all of these hoops and I worry about my self-esteem, so that girl you go bash me. The more you sleep with people is the more you appreciate home. So sometimes when you see them come home and them buy this and them buy that, just say thank God. Them go they go find out for themselves. Say you
Outside
are
mucky.
You are it.
Outside
and
dirty, man.
outside really grimy.
Grimy.
And no real connection on there because everybody mentally them just not there. They must search for themselves, they must search for this, they must recover from this. So you don't find what you thought was out there. And porn is to be blamed because we watch this perfect picture of what we would like or desire. But when you go out there, you realize personal hygiene is off. You cannot perform oral sex on everyone. You cannot talk to everyone because them oral hygiene is another problem. So the little things that you overlook because you were thinking just about the physical, you realize that it is far more. And it is safer here.
Yes.
So no matter how one man go out or a woman go sleep and them run on and come back, it always comes back to who you are drawn to, who you have that bond with. That's why I'm going to say open relationship. It don't really make no sense. Because at the end of the day, you're going to do what you want to do and it's not cheating. If you're responding to your own desires, I don't know why people take it personal. I don't even know why I used to take it personal. People having sex now have nothing to do with me. It's you, it's what you want. And some of us have fantasies. Why should you deny somebody a fantasy and limit it to a cage of so-called open relationship? And I have to tell you who, when, where. There's no fun. By the time I have sex with a person, I feel like it's an exam. I either fail or pass. I'm going to go home back now to you. Figure tell you something, say, I enjoyed it. When really and truly, you sucked the fun out of it already by asking me all these questions.
Yes.
So it not make no sense. That's why I say if people want to cheat, just be safe and go on. It's not really that serious.
No, okay.
Yes.
So
Go ahead, Colleen.
Jody, that was a mouthful, and I definitely appreciate where it is that you're coming from. I get it. And this is the reason why I'm saying open. The definition for open is specific to each relationship. So maybe she wouldn't use the term open. Fair thing is, go do the road, brother, but cover yourself and come back.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? For me, however, my experience with it, and again, bear in mind, as I said, I choose monogamy. My experience with it when I allowed myself to take a look at it, was these are the parameters that I can operate in and feel safe within myself. You get
what
what
you do
I
it
mean?
again? If it was perfection, I'm assuming that
It
you
was,
would.
and let me explain. No, hold up.
I mean,
So let me.
it was perfection.
It was perfection in the sense that I was able to master myself. The same thing that Jody was making reference to. Getting an opportunity to take a look at me and what is informing this possession. Why do I feel the need to throw rings around this individual because he said he had chosen me? You follow what I mean? So that was what it did for me, an opportunity really now to dissect what is the mindset that you're going in there with, because we have been conditioned as women, we catch and keep. You follow? And so for me, I cannot catch and keep an individual, somebody who's thinking, I cannot watch him, neither am I.
And he's going to do as they please anyways.
Exactly.
The matter was more humans.
Thank you. So this is what that opportunity provided me.
Yeah.
So my thing is, I walked away from it with the
person.
I walked away with the individual, knowing that this is not something that we're going to do every night. Neither are we going to invite Pansy, Janet, and Peter, Paul, and Ting. This is something that happens periodically. I don't need to have this experience all the time. I'm not attracted to every man that looks at me. And hopefully I'm not going to pull in a man who's attracted to everybody that him see. You understand what I mean? So for me, it is transient. It isn't something that I don't need to live in an open space, is what I am saying. This is something that I would have tried. I picked some things out of it. I picked some things out of it, and I don't know what will happen. So I cannot say definitively that this is something that is a must in my relationships. You understand what I mean? What is a must is being with a man who is evolved enough in his masculinity to be able to tell me where his headspace is. This is where I am. This is what works for me. This is what I'm desirous of. And somebody who can take my truth. Because there is a way that women are bracing for him to tell you, say, he wants something else. But is he ready for me to tell him that I'm actually open to something else?
Let me ask you something, Milton, just quickly, because for you, if the woman says, I want to have a threesome with you, we're in an open relationship, but I want to invite a man in the bedroom, what would you say to that? Because that was also a part of our discussion on Wednesday, that, women are now complaining that, you want open relationship to please yourself as the man, to invite other women in the bedroom, but no, I want to be pleased by two men. What do you say to that?
Well, to agree to that proposal, I'd have to be an homosexual, and I'm not an homosexual.
But I know you, the man,
I'm
are not
heterosexual.
Yeah.
I'm heterosexual.
Colleen, what do you say to that?
So what?
To response.
No, you don't have to be.
You just have to be white.
You don't. Excuse me. Did you just say you have to be white? No. No. I have worked with people. I worked with a gentleman who opened up his relationship because he was saying, I cannot please this woman, and I want go and find it. Go and find it and come back and tell me. If there's nothing sexually the matter with you, go and go try some other people and tell me what works for you. And their relationship was exponentially better. Because she come back and she says to him, okay, fine, these are some of the things that I discovered, and I actually like this, I like that. I would like for us to try this.
When you said open to, do you mean in the same room?
Yeah.
As in watching?
He can maybe watch both of them, him and the woman having sex.
In the same room.
Yeah.
In the same homosexual, because it's the same.
No, he sat and watched. He sat and watched in the same room the man pleasure his wife. He sat and watched.
We're going to take a quick break. Hold on, Milton. Just one quick break.
What you were talking about.
Yeah, man.
I thought you wanted a threesome.
No, man. Even if you just sitting in the room and watch your woman get penetrated by a different man or whatever the case is. Yeah. Mr. I'm not going to ask you, Mr. Patrick, but I'm going to ask you. Let me just take a quick break and then we'll come back. We're talking about open relationship with my wonderful, panel of people here. But I love this. All right, we'll take a quick break.
Hey guys, it's Chavez Bridge and I'm here with some great news. The Ambassador Program is finally here. Go on the website, click Become an Ambassador and check out the requirements. Do you have what it takes to become an ambassador? Always wanted to work with the Bridge, work with great products, share our platform, show us your talents. Check out how to become an ambassador on our website. I look forward to seeing you. Let's work.
All right, welcome back to the episode where we're discussing love unbound, exploring open relationships. But no, Milton, you have a question for Richard?
Yes, Richard.
Go ahead. Yes.
There is a conflict with the Bible. As a Christian man, I'd like to get your perspective on this.
Mm-hmm.
There's some scriptures in the Bible that talk about adultery and forbid adultery. And yet there are several men of God who had multiple wives and concubines. I'm not understanding. These holy men of God, including people like Solomon and so on, had multiple wives and concubines, and yet still the Bible forbid adultery. So to me, it's a conflict. Can you help me?
There's no conflict there, because as I said in the beginning, God said made man and woman, and they become one flesh. But not because He allows it or what should do what He want to do, it doesn't mean that is what is His will. All right. For Abraham could not wait on his promise. God promised that he's going to be a man of many nations. His wife was barren. She got pregnant at age 90 when he was 100. He could not wait on the promise of Almighty God. And because he cannot wait, and I think that is one of the issue that we're having. Not only that we're not looking to God, but we're not waiting on God to set our lives the way He wanted to be set. Because He's perfect in His ways. And because of that, Abraham stepped outside. Right? Sarah could not wait either, because she thought that being barren, that was the end of the world. But didn't realize that.
I don't think you're answering my question.
No, but hold on. So because he could not wait on God, that's the reason why he ended up with Hagar. Right? And had sex with her and bring forth a child. Because the promise was with him and Sarah. But he could not wait. When you can't wait on God, that causes you to do other things. That's what I'm saying.
Like open relationship.
Sin against God.
I believe.
The thing about now, we're just thinking about our needs and wants and all that.
So you're saying these men of God, they were living in sin.
Look at, let me say something. Let me talk about, that was sin, man. Let's talk about Solomon.
Okay.
Solomon with 700 wives, 300 concubines. There's a proverb that he wrote. He said, a man that can control his flesh, control his life. Solomon could not control his flesh. And therefore he ended up even married to princes from other nations that God told him not to. At the end of the day, even though Solomon in the beginning walked with God now, in the end he would separate himself from God and walk out of God commandment and rule. That wasn't the thing. Look here, even before in Deuteronomy 17 verse 17, when they wrote to prescribe what a leader should do, one of them is said that you should not multiply wives. And anybody who go against that sin against God. David sinned against God. But look here, but God is someone that He is merciful.
You are aware though that the Bible is subject to several interpretations, and a perfect example of that is the fact that there are modern day Christian churches that allow polygamous marriages.
Let me say, I'm going to answer it this way, right? Yeah. Any question that comes up about Christianity, about sin, about the Bible, anything, there's a thing I call first mention law. That means you go to the Bible and see where it mentioned first. Right? And the first mention of marriage is between one man and one woman.
Yes.
So we can't go around that. I tell you now, God looked down and said to Adam need help. He's alone. It's not good for a man to be alone. And what God do? Take out one rib.
To make one.
And make one
woman. And have a multiple woman.
Look here, the thing about and what we don't discuss here, we don't discuss family. We cannot raise kids in an open relationship. We cannot raise children and being all around the place. Back in the days, these men have 11 and 10 and how many children. You realize the kids, they suffer. Because 80% of kids that are in prison, men that are in prison right now, they come from single parent home. This type of relationship between us adults is causing a lot of bad impact on our children.
But the problem though, Richard, is the fact that relationships in the traditional sense aren't working either. So what do we do? Where do we go?
What
People
do
not
you mean?
working
What do
in
you
a
mean?
relationship. People not working.
No. What you say? The statistics
People.
doesn't support what you're
Of
saying.
course they
No,
do.
it does not. Because it's I can tell
The
you.
marriage
I can tell you.
and divorce
I can tell
statistics
you.
support
The
what
men
I'm saying.
the men that are in a monogamous relationship are more emotionally stable, are more financially stable, and their kids are more stable emotionally. They're socially aware. I can interact with person better. Look here. I saw God set it, sir.
I say it for just stay.
I'm sorry to stay. And what is happening is that we're changing everything that God set on the earth. So it does it. That's why you said it's chaotic. Because we step away from the praises and the commandment of Almighty God.
Step from the foundation.
From the
That's
foundation
what we
of
do.
what relationship should be about.
Well, as
Yeah.
what's your name again?
Colleen.
As Colleen said earlier, that religious foundation, that religious ecosystem is something that you really have to suppress your impulses and so on to abide by a certain value system. So I think that's a separate, that should be a separate argument
But I don't think
from the conversation that we have.
No, but it's two spirit run the world.
But
So you're tempted to do good, you're tempted to do bad. Now you have to choose which one you want to do. The truth is
It's not
not,
limited to
Karim,
sex.
listen to me, the truth is, statistics suggest that there are more good women on earth than bad women. There are more good men on earth than bad men. There are more good fathers than bad fathers. However, when we're talking about bad fathers, they make it seem like, say,
This is across
everybody.
the board.
When you talk about a man that is cheating, like, I can give you a statistics, right? In America right now, right? They say 51% of black men don't have any partner whatsoever. They're struggling to find. 34% are married. 18% are those men that go around cheat and have all the babies and the children around. So if you think about it, 34 plus 50 give you 32 plus 50 give you 82. So 82% of men seem that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. 80% of the children born in America, they say coming from that 18% of men are being promiscuous.
And have open relationships.
Sometimes about choices as well. Look here, people see this thing as fun. I don't know where they get fun from.
Because to
Relationship is
me,
fun. It's about to building
Yeah.
a legacy.
and we're also talking
but
about that
I said,
though on the
before
radio.
you move on,
Yeah.
let me just respond to all that Richard has been saying. Let me just sum it up like this. Richard is obviously pigeonholed in an idealistic world because he's in the church, he's Christian, and he's protected, he's in a cocoon. Not aware of what is going on out there in the wider world. In this wider world, Richard, what you're saying is idyllic. It's not the reality, sir. The reality is women who are out there who relationships have become a business for them. Oh, it's commonplace now where women are exchanging their bodies for money. That's the world we're living now. It's the norm out there.
What percentage
sir.
are we talking though?
No, I don't go into percentages
We
and all
should,
that.
because I don't think
We don't go into
I think it's
percentages.
I
I'm a
think
man.
it's
We
small
go in,
set of
I'm a
women,
man.
predominantly
We're not a
women
small
who want a particular lifestyle.
What kind of language I can use?
So,
I can use
me not
Racha
think-
language.
me not think it
Not
goes
necessarily,
far
not
enough.
necessarily, you
It
see,
doesn't go
Milton.
for everyone.
Look, I see where you are good at
I think it's
Milton.
how far your
Yeah.
scope is.
Yes.
What your circle looks like, because you still have women who are still workers and not sex workers, who are not even on social media, still value family, still out there doing what they have to do. I believe what social media tells us though, and that also boils down on what you follow, what you open up to, what your circle looks like, because it is not for everyone.
No, man,
And
you
everybody,
disrespect me, I know, man. This is my
everybody
circle,
is
man.
not
Come on.
everybody an influencer, and everybody a TV personality, and everybody
What did I
a
do?
DJ.
No,
and
What did I do?
You understand?
Right.
So there are certain
Yes.
class of persons who just believe that, listen, the easier life is better.
And that's fine.
See, you
And
see,
that's
when-
also
What's works for you, works for you.
And
Class thing now,
also, men are accusing women of
It has nothing to do
exchanging
with class.
Sex.
sex for money. And one rationale is if every time I invest in a relationship, I walk away heartbroken because this man do me all these things, leave me pregnant, might as well she collect. That is the mentality. So I don't think by force they're saying, oh, me just a sell. I think because they're broken emotionally, they're not directing that hatred or pain from that relationship now to me just collecting for my time. You're paying for my time. So that way, if I am hurt, I'm walking away with something.
Balling on your Benz.
Because when you are open and loving to men, it goes nowhere until you find a man that you are supposed to be with. Until you find that partner, you're pretty much going to kiss some frogs. It's just that, unfortunately, when you kiss some of these frogs, you have picnic. You're ending up, they mash up their life in the process because they went in with the unrealistic expectation that this man is my world without knowing who they are going to bed with. So I don't believe the world is just into this myself. I think it's because of the mentality. Women are now waking up and realizing that, listen, my life no revolve around a man because it never ends well for me. And God bless the few that it ends well for, and we're happy for them. But majority of the women, if you listen to the stories,
Disagree.
They are either hurt, the same broken home. It's like something that you keep seeing because, as I said, it depends on where you're from, who you are around. Because if we're sitting at a different table, they will have a different story to tell.
Absolutely.
Which is why I'm saying sometimes when we're speaking, I prefer the study that you do, unless the entire Jamaica and the entire America and every single you cannot broad brush. It's not all of us because you still have men who are faithful and still not cheating. Believe it or not, you have men because, as I said, everyone goes through a cycle. You will have fun, you get bored, you're married, you settle down, you have kids. And it goes on. Another time you might peak and you want to go back out there because you've been dormant and you still want to know if somebody find you appealing. And you're going right back to your home. So I think for now, as I say, it's a season. So for now is the sell them body. For now is the everybody's open, whether it's same sex. Everybody's doing so much right now. But there will be a climax. And when it climaxes, usually you go right back around on the axis. You go back to the foundation and it go again. Something new will come.
One man,
one woman. But it's not sustainable. So whoever sell themselves for now, everybody, as I say, come to the point where them realize that this is not how it should be. This is not who I am. But because of circumstances, I am here. And I learn and I grow.
All right. I'm going to just ask everybody to just quickly give us their last words on their take on open relationship. Because we could sit here for all night. I'm not asking you, right? And dissect it point by point, word for word. But so we start with Mr. Parchment first. Richard, tell me your take once again on this open relationship thing as quickly as possible.
I would discourage anyone from open relationship. It's not sustainable and that cannot give you happiness and peace and stability. The Bible started with Adam and Eve marriage and it ended in Revelation chapter 21 verse 2 with marriage. All right? When it says God appeared coming from heaven like a bride prepared for her husband. For her husband. All right? So that is it.
All right, Jody.
Open relationship. I think it's a learning process. I'm not going to tell you not to do it. Go find out for yourself. If that's what you want, go ahead and find out. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But my personal belief, if it's not sustainable, you will get bored and you'll realize that eventually you really just need one person to be there for you. And as much as they're not able to fulfill all your desires, they are not Jesus Christ. So therefore, they shouldn't bear that type of burden to fulfill all your needs. Sometimes you have to fulfill it yourself. So I don't think the whole open and running around, it's not going to work for both gender, no matter how man wild. The bottom line is we're jealous. It's not limited to a female. Men are equally jealous. And of course, you eventually go want somebody in your little home. And that's your person. So go ahead and find out for yourself, and whatever it is, it is. You make the choice for yourself.
All right, Milton, quickly, your last take.
All right, so from the biblical perspective that Richard introduced, the Bible tells us that the man is supposed to be the head of the house. The woman is supposed to obey the man. The man, when the man talks, The woman is not to backchat him, in my words, and so on. Feminism has come along and told us nothing like that. Feminism has come along and told us that the man and the woman are equal. Mm-hmm. And we are accepting in today's world a new empowered woman who is equal to the man, who the man no longer has any authority over, because there was supposed to be a hierarchical structure within the family unit that you mentioned, the family unit. This hierarchical structure has to exist in any institution, any organized body. Has to have an hierarchical structure, as it will be chaos. So now we're in a situation where there's no longer an hierarchical structure in the family unit. An hierarchical structure is a big word. It just means a boy, somebody in charge. You have a chain of command. That's what it means. That now exists again today. And so now the woman is free to do whatever she pleases. And the man can't chat to her again because she earn her own money. She will tell her, I pay my own bills. You can't talk to me.
Only if you got money.
Now, in that kind of scenario, you see, where the man have no, the woman is no longer being submissive to the man. And the man have no power and authority over the woman, where she's free to do as she pleases. And remember now, it is the woman who's supposed to be the gatekeeper, because the man always want you. The man always want the woman. And the woman are the gatekeeper. But if he say no, you understand what I'm saying? So she have an immense responsibility. Now, if this woman have all the freedoms in the world to do as she pleases, if she leaving out and the man say, where are you going, honey? She said, me soon come back. And she gone. You say a broke man.
Yeah.
You know what? Don't want to start.
You
No,
want to go back to the
we can't start another discussion again because we're closing. Colleen, quickly.
But you can't want to lead a house if you don't have no money.
You know what? Colleen.
What are you saying? Back in the day, women did not have the financial freedom.
You know what?
And that's why men were head of households. If you don't have no money, if you take care of the woman, the pitney, that's why I'm telling you, saying I live in a world where I talk about, because now everything is different. Back in the day, the woman have to stay home and the man go and earn. That is why he was the head. So if
But now we go down there to them. May not go down there. Colleen, quickly, your final thoughts on open relationships. Colleen, yes.
I really don't think relationships should be transactional.
And that's fine.
I really don't
money
think
is
so.
necessary though.
Colleen,
Can't try. Ignore
what happened? Colleen, one, because you're going to start up Jody.
If you want to run a transaction, you're a prostitute.
So okay,
You have
all right.
to
Hold
provide
on,
as a
hold
man.
on. So let me give my
My next
closing
sentence.
remarks.
Yes. No, this is it. Final thoughts, please.
Okay, so my final take
Yes.
is this. We really do need to get to a space where we can bring some honesty. And I mean, and in order for us to get to the space that we can bring some honesty outside of the relationship, is to find a home in ourselves. We need to heal as individuals, because I don't know that, you know, the world would look the way that it does currently if we spend some time prioritizing our emotional health and wellness. Yeah. So a lot of the dynamics I find in relationships, a lot of the things that make it skewed or chaotic, whatever the terminology we want to use, is because each individual is struggling with some kind of wounding, and I cannot not say that, because it's not something, again, I find that the conversation is always down to the sex, and it's properly annoying to me. Oh my God, there's so many other things that we need to take into consideration. So the first order of the day is this: before you go find a man, before you go find a woman, heal thyself.
Self-check.
Heal thyself. And I'm talking from the head up, all of the traumatic stuff that happened. And then we are no longer looking to the individual to, you know, to be our knight in shining armor. You understand what I mean? Or the bank or whatever else. We understand that there is something that we need to take.
Yes.
Outside of that, again, integrity. When we heal ourselves, then I can tell you honestly who I am and the things that I am desirous of. And I can be open to hearing you tell me who you are and the things that you're desirous of.
Well, wonderful. Well, it's up to you on what works for your relationship, as we oftentimes say. I just want to say a special thank you to our relationship coach, Jody and King, recording artist, Milton Ray. Big up yourself, sir.
One name now. Name change to one here.
It's an open artist.
One, all right. Life coach Colleen Diedrich and Mr. Married Man, Richard Parchment. Until next time, this is Boy Things Podcast. What may I tell you? Big up yourself. All right, now, wow, what an episode. Listen, once again, right? Relationships are dynamic, and what works for you. No matter if the society and nobody tell you what you must do. You understand? But I must just say thank you to my panel of people who were here earlier today. But the food by Peckish 876, trust and believe me, it was A1. Everybody loved it. Remember, for all your catering needs, you can go over to their social media. All of their tags and things will be in the description box. And if you use Boya Things, you get a discount or a free appetizer on your next catering. And also, shirt by Big Bad Bridge Official. Now, if you use Boy Things, once again, you get 35% off any item in the store at all. Now, this production was done by the Big Bad Studio 45, located at the Trade Center, 30 to 32 Reynolds Road, unit number 45. If I tell them, say, Karim Boy Things, then maybe get a little thing. Do you understand? But them do everything you can think of. Them have green screen, them have podcast spaces, them have space, them have producers, them have everybody. You understand? So, until next week, this was Boy Things Podcast with Karim Boy Things. Remember, say our things.